Here we go again, and tonight the entire world of Real Madrid finds itself standing on the edge of another impossible cliff, another emotional earthquake, another chapter that feels almost too heavy for a club already navigating a season filled with transition, hope, tension, and the silent pressure of expectation, because the latest reports suggest something no Madridista ever imagined would become a real possibility: Vinicius Junior, the heartbeat of the left wing. The player who carried the club through the post-Ronaldo era, the boy who arrived with tears in his eyes and grew into one of football's most decisive attackers, is now seriously considering the option of leaving Real Madrid for free in the summer of 2027 if the club refuses to meet his immense contract and bonus demands, a revelation that has exploded through Valdebebas and shaken the dressing room, the boardroom, and the entire Madrid community. This comes at a moment when Real Madrid believed everything was aligned for a smooth renewal. He was expected to extend his contract just after the Club World Cup. The conversations seemed positive, and the atmosphere suggested a signature was imminent. But behind the scenes something shifted, something subtle yet powerful, and instead of sealing the deal, Vinicius hesitated, delayed the talks, and eventually communicated a financial demand that the board immediately identified as structurally impossible, not because he isn't valued, but because the club cannot break its internal hierarchy when Kylian Mbappe already earns a historic salary, when Jude Bellingham's earnings are set to rise next season, and when the entire squad is being reconstructed under Xabi Alonso with extreme financial precision. And now the fear is that Vinicius is thinking in long-term strategic terms, not short-term emotional ones, because if he chooses not to renew and allows his contract to enter its final phase, he would become the most valuable free agent in world football, capable of commanding a signing bonus so gigantic that Premier League giants and PSG are already positioning themselves in the shadows. But as this storm grows, Real Madrid continues to play, continues to train, continues to fight, and the latest match, the dramatic, chaotic, thrilling 2-1 win, revealed once again the contradictions of this transitional season. With Xabi Alonso deploying his evolving positional system, Trent Alexander-Arnold drifting into midfield to dictate early phases, Álvaro Carreras pushing high to create width, Mbappe dropping inside to combine with Bellingham, and Vinicius delivering a performance full of intensity and emotional electricity despite the turmoil surrounding him, making 2 devastating breaks into the box only to miss chances he usually buries, moments that showed both his brilliance and the weight he's carrying. And after the match, Xabi approached the situation with calm professionalism, telling reporters that players choose their destinies and his job is football, not negotiations, but his tone, measured and almost philosophical, hinted at deeper concern beneath the surface. Training at Valdebebas today added another layer to the story. The group worked with unusually high intensity, the kind that signals the squad senses the emotional temperature rising. Mbappe and Bellingham led the attacking drills, Kylian impressed with his defensive composure at only 19, Carreras had one of his best sessions of the season, while Trent trained partially alone to manage load, and Vinicius, silent, sharp, intensely focused, looked like a player trying to drown the noise by losing himself in football. The medical department continues to monitor Militao, Arda Güler, and Mendy, with return timelines steady and Courtois working toward a late-season comeback, while Tchouaméni and Camavinga remain fully integrated in Xabi's tactical system, both crucial to the structure that Real Madrid is gradually building into something more balanced and unpredictable. Yet all of this, tactics, training, injuries, internal adjustments, feels like background noise compared to the saga unfolding in the transfer dimension, where trusted sources close to Vinicius suggest he is painfully aware of the negotiating leverage he holds, and that he will not be rushed into a renewal that does not reflect his status, impact, and long-term value, especially knowing that if he runs down his contract, he could receive a signing bonus exceeding anything Real Madrid can reasonably offer, something that clubs like Manchester City, PSG, Chelsea, and 2 unnamed Premier League institutions are already prepared to capitalize on. Inside the dressing room, the atmosphere is serious but controlled. Players are aware of the situation, some believe Vinicius is applying pressure like any top player would, others worry the saga may stretch into next season, but overall the harmony remains intact, with Mbappe and Bellingham reportedly expressing support while acknowledging the business realities of modern football. Xabi Alonso is working quietly, focusing the group on the football itself, reminding them that Real Madrid has lived through bigger storms than this and always emerges stronger, but even he knows this situation is not small, not temporary, not something that can be brushed aside, because losing Vinicius, especially for free, would be a seismic moment in the modern history of the club. And so the story grows, the tension rises, the future becomes harder to predict, and as Madridistas around the world watch the situation unfold, the feeling tonight is a mixture of fear, curiosity, hope, and disbelief, the sense that we are watching the opening chapter of a negotiation saga that will define Real Madrid's next era under Xabi Alonso. Bernabéu Pulse remains here, documenting every detail of the evolving storm, every whisper from the boardroom, every shift in mood inside the squad, every tactical move on the pitch, bringing you the full emotional, analytical, documentary-level experience